We've got details coming in of the meeting of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the French Senate President Gerard Larcher as he began his bilateral engagements to boost India's strategic ties with France. According to the statement that has been released by the Ministry of External Affairs, Prime Minister highlighted the significance of shared values of democracy, freedom and equality, forming the foundation ethos of the India-France partnership. The discussions focused on a wide range of areas, including India's G20 priorities, democratic values in technology usage, and cooperation between the two upper houses. Regional and global issues of mutual interest were also discussed. My colleague Rishabh joins us for more on this. Rishabh, this was just amongst the first of the several interactions that have been lined up. But tell us the significance of the issues that were discussed between Indian Prime Minister and President of French Senate.
Well, first of all, this is very important and significant meeting because this is not only showcases that how India's outreach is beyond the leadership. Prime Minister meeting President of Senate is like a foreign dignitary coming to India and understanding that the Speaker of the Lok Sabha is equally important and meeting him. Similarly, Prime Minister met the President of Senate, and apart from that, G20 was discussed and the shared ethos between India and France. Those issues were discussed. Both are vibrant democracies, and the way both countries can go ahead together for each other's betterment is something that was discussed in this meeting. Remember, France was the only country in Europe that did not levy sanction on India post 1998. Nuclear test that India did in Pokhran, and our strategic partnership go way beyond that as well. Though we are celebrating the 25th year of strategic partnership, but the navies of these countries have been partnering for last 3 decades. The Air Force have been partnering for a long time. So this showcases that the values that France and India share is beyond the party line and beyond the presidentship and prime ministership. Prime Minister meeting the President of Senate definitely signifies that India wants to make its outreach way more ahead of the leadership in France.
You've pointed out, because now when we come to think of it, even when he'd gone to the United States, he met Kevin McCarthy. In fact, he was one of the people who was instrumental in inviting the Prime Minister. Has there been a deliberate attempt to widen the access, maybe not just speak to the top brass, but also the parliamentarians of whether it is the United States or the European Union?
Well, definitely. See, the leaders will come and go, but the parties will remain. And if India manages to break through this party line in these host countries, that showcases that, even if the government changes, even if the leadership changes, different ideologies come to power, India can continue as a country partner with these. Prime Minister doesn't want to be seen as friend of Emmanuel Macron, the president. Prime Minister wants to be seen as a statesman who came to France and met people from across the party line. Similarly, what he did in United States as well. For that matter, he did the same thing in Australia as well. So the Prime Minister is trying to showcase that this is the Prime Minister of India coming. It's not a BJP leader coming and meeting a certain party leader in France, and it's not that Prime Minister is meeting President. Prime Minister is coming and meeting leaders from across the party line to ensure that the outreach continues. Even if the government changes, the outreach continues in France as well.
Wow, that shows some long-term thinking on the